The chair recognizes the gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Carl, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in opposition to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife proposal regulating and banning lead, ammo, and fishing tackle from our public lands across this country. So many of us grew up hunting and fishing with our parents, with our grandparents, and our friends. Some of my best memories are with my kids and my grandkids, or when I have taken them hunting and fishing in those quiet moments that we have together, that we can talk about life lessons and we can talk about the things that as families we need to pass on. These generations will cease to exist if we allow this to come into effect by the U.S. Wildlife Agency. In my opinion, enjoying the great outdoors with our friends and our family is one of the most important and special parts of the American dream. Unfortunately, the Biden administration is planning to impose more rules and more regulations, even on our most basic rights. I have huge concerns over these actions. Low-cost lead for ammunition and fishing gear made of lead is commonly used by all of us, and banning them will essentially be the same as putting a no hunting sign on millions of acres of land and kicking people off waterways across this nation. Access to hunting and fishing on public land is important in this country, and we cannot allow the Biden administration to take away these rights because they would rather listen to the far left environmentalist groups than trust the science and leave law-abiding Americans alone. Whether their attempt to ban gas stoves, force expensive electric vehicles on everyone, or tell us what kind of ammunition we can hunt with, or what type of fishing lures we can use, this administration seems determined to chip away at our constitutional rights. Our constitutional rights. Many years ago, I took a hunter safety course from a blind gentleman that could no longer see to hunt and fish, but his way of reliving all of those memories was teaching a hunter safety course. He taught me that you will never control guns because you can make a gun out of virtually anything. The way to control guns by an old gunsmith that's living his dreams through his blind eyes is ammunition. Don't think for a second this lead bill is about our wildlife. This bill is about controlling the lead that we use in our guns and not controlling the guns themselves. This man had wisdom. This was 30 years ago. It's just taken him a little while to get to it. What's the next step? Will the next step be banning all lead from being used in hunting? How is that going to limit our hunting? Who's that going to limit that can afford to hunt? This is a slippery slope we don't have to go down. We have to stop it now. We cannot give them the first bite of the apple by saying that we cannot use lead on government property. I can promise you, I will do all I can do to stop this from happening and ensure that this administration can try to do nothing similar to this. And I encourage all American hunting and fishing clubs, whether you are a shooter, a hunter, a fisherman of any type, do something. Speak out. Talk to your legislators. Reach out to the president. Make some phone calls. Let your voice be heard today. Don't wait till after something gets passed, because this proposal will kill our sport as we know it, and we have to fight back. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.